website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hand fatigue. There's a lot of misunderstanding about how strong your hands needs to be, or even mostly the left hand, because when we practice our skills in the beginning, we use a lot of unnecessary energy to do bar chords. If you look at the video I created about, you can see how fiery people get about that. And this video that I did about how not to use bar chords, but really focus on the individual notes you're playing with that bar, was really about the fact that when you get better, if you get better in this way, you use less and less energy to produce the notes, to produce the chords, whatever you do, because you get more and more accurate. And accuracy then replaces the need of using a ton of force. For instance, a bar, right? You push your finger down, that's what I was told. Push your finger down across the 6 strings so it produces something that sounds, like the open strings. So that was like me, that's a capo I need to put. So I used a lot of energy there, right? I don't anymore. I use only the specific, because I place my finger in the right place. I turn it a little, so I use the hard side. And I learned that unconsciously because nobody told me what to do about the bar chords. Nobody told me that you can do this, you can turn your finger this way, you can, push the bottom note and you can have a clamp on the treble, the highest strings. You can do all these little things. And so my body and brain had to figure that out for themselves because the brain hates to use more energy than necessary. So it's going to find a way. And this is the point of the video, you can actually improve that process. You can make it a lot faster by being aware of the fact that that's what the process is. Instead of trying to gain more strength in the fingers that aren't really built to do what you're doing when you're using that much for it. These muscles are so small because they're supposed to be used for precision work, right? And not like this, 1,000 times up and down, pushing like that. So they get tired naturally, right? And you try to train them, and nothing really happens, right? You can improve a little bit, but what will really improve is the accuracy and the precision you use. For instance, just a little example, if you push down a string between 2 frets, right? Let's say the E string here, if you push it like between the 2 frets, you're going to use a lot more force to get a clean note than if you push it just behind the fret, right? So that's a little example of how precision is. And the same thing goes for the bar. If that's one thing to you, then you're going to use a lot more force than if you know exactly what you're doing. And the same thing goes for when you're practicing scales or runs or just playing single notes. It's the same thing that goes on. In the beginning you have to counteract different programmings of the motorical system already, so it really takes a lot of energy. But the solution to that is not to train your left hand. That's what you're already doing, right? You're exercising it. That's why you get tired. So why would you buy stuff like this, though you can push it, or strength exercises? You can do that to some extent, but really, what it comes down to is practicing precision and accuracy. That's how you get away from that zone where you get tired all the time, right? So how do you do that? Simply by shifting your focus from trying to play it to playing it with no amount of tension at all. So you slow down. And then what goes on in your head is that you're playing something a lot slower than you really can. But now you're focusing on, is this hard? No, it's not hard. There's a minimum amount of tension in my hands. Because often what happens when we practice with tension, that the brain it sees the fretboard and then it tenses up. And then we, with some amount of anxiety, right? We start playing. And so it becomes a tense experience that uses a ton of more resources than you really need. So refocus and start practicing just for 5 minutes before you begin each practice session. And just focus on not tensing up. And not as relaxed as possible. And because you slow down, you can actually hit the frets more accurately. You can do the stuff you need to do more accurately. And that's another mistake we make. We practice fast, which is not practicing, which is just being idiotic. You try to do something faster than you can do it. That's not practicing. That's just being stupid, right? You want to learn to hit the hoop in basketball, and you just try to do it fast, fast, fast. Why are you trying to do it fast? That's not going to make you faster. What's going to make you faster is taking your time and developing the right patterns over and over again until the point where you know the right patterns, and then you can start speeding them up, right? The same thing goes here. You don't want to practice fast because the brain has no learning time at all. It has no way to process that and become better because you're making a ton of little inaccuracy mistakes all the time, being tense all the time, right? And so you feel the need to train your left hand to be stronger, which is also quite idiotic because it's based on defining the challenge in a totally erroneous way. It's not about strength. It's about using too much force than you need. I can go on playing like this all day because I'm not using more strength or more force than I need. My brain and body can replenish the ATP in the muscles before I run out of it. So I have a perfect circle, right? I need to eat and sleep, of course, but it's not like... But I really remember that. And when I do some really challenging hammer-ons and pull-off stuff that I don't know, I can't do perfectly relaxed, I'm tensing up, and then I get tired instantly. So that's the problem. And that's what you need to worry about and work with. And the way out of that is stop practicing fast. Practice with precision and accuracy. That takes a lot of focus. It's almost like a meditation. You gotta... And then keep it at a tempo where you can play it perfectly at all times so the brain can learn. And then you do that over and over again, thousands and thousands of times. And as you become better and more accurate, you also become faster because it becomes so much easier for the brain to do the little movements. And what you will develop in that way is a perfect technique. It feels like playing slow. Right? It's absolutely seamless. There's no, I'm playing fast now, or I'm playing slow, I'm doing this hard stuff, and then I'm doing the easy stuff. It's just a seamless gray zone of... Not as accurate as I could be there, but... Right? Because it's been doing this, over and over and over again at a tempo where it was totally easy, and then easy just becomes faster. Easy, 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 faster, 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 easy, easy, right? Until it's no longer like, right? Like you have to strain. So that's the problem, really. It's not strength, it's accuracy and precision, and not practicing at a tempo where you can get everything right at a relaxed pace, unstressful, the brain learns at an optimum level, and you move ahead the fastest. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.